cedis into the first respondent's Prudential Bank account as part payment of Snit Borteman sales account. Analysis of the statement in the first respondent Prudential Bank account highly suspicious transactions involving the name of the first respondent's deceased brother, Nana Akwesi Esan. The said Nana Akwesi Esan died in January 2022, and there is no record domiciled at the financial institutions of probate or letters of administration granted to personal representatives. Strangely, there are active transfers from the deceased person's bank account to that of the respondent's Prudential Bank account. So what the OSP is saying here is that Cecilia Dapa's brother, who is late, has a bank account. Which bank account has been sending money into Cecilia Dapa's account? Sami, tell us, as recently as what?
As recently as the 19th of September 2022 and 23rd May 2023, an amount of 10,450 Ghana cedis, 11,280 Ghana cedis already were transferred supposedly by the deceased brother to the first respondent's account. Analysis conducted by the first respondent Prudential Bank dollar account revealed that the following payments transaction into the account, which are unsupported by the first respondent, disclosed unlawful income. A. Deposit of $130,000 by the first respondent on the 22nd of November 2016. B. A transfer of an amount of $100,000 by the first respondent on the 29th of June 2023. A copy of the statement is attached there by the OSP. It says analysis of the first respondent Prudential Bank CD account reviewed the following transaction unsupported by the first respondent disclosed on lawful income. It says on the 10th of April 2019 and the 29th of July 2019, two payments of the sum of 75,000 Ghana cedis and 54,500 Ghana cedis was already made. A check deposit, it stated a check number, and it was made into the Prudential Bank account of the first respondent. B. Deposit of 100,000 Ghana cedis by the first respondent into the account on the 10th of August 2021. Within the period of 5 months previously, or precisely the 16th of August 2022, 25th of January 2023, transfer by the first respondent from this account of the sum of 300,000 Ghana cedis and 350,000 Ghana, totaling 65,000 Ghana cedis into this particular account.
So, Sami, essentially what the OSP is saying is that this account belongs to a dead person, but this account has been transfers into Cecilia Dapa's account. In conclusion, on chapter 26 or paragraph 26, the OSP says, on the basis of the foregoing, the special prosecutor praised the Honorable Court to confirm the seizure of the suspected tainted currency and the freezing order in pursuance of sections 32.2 and 38.2 of Act 959 and regulations 19.2b of LI 2374, and further in terms of section 43 of Act 959. Wherefore, I swear to this affidavit in support of the application. So this from the Office of Special Prosecutor. We're just, if you're just tuning in, we're just trying to share with you details of what the OSP has sworn to the court in demanding or praying rather that the court freezes the accounts of Cecilia Dapa, or affirms the freezing of the accounts and also the seizing of the cash money. We're just sharing that with you. I was doing this with Sami Wiafe. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. There's more actually. If you want to know, go to our website citynewsroom.com.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Ajwapa, what's all this condom business?
Radinya Gopa, Alpha Radio, yes, that's in the morning, this a year. Adanse de wo dia de adanse pa hwe na wa ni adanse nkrumu waiting na me di adanse e de afa battery papa abadwa so se uto battery efri Muhammad Ridwan Enterprise obewu se yaka ne ye e de acho sa na car cobers so wo bepri e wo hono ma e ye papa car batteries ni car cobers achocho wuro de aje Muhammad Ridwan Enterprise entra mo bi mfa sokwa e na ne wa chenchena kwato car battery e wo Muhammad Ridwan Enterprise o ho de wo quality car batteries car cobers papa original se utu bi na okokoton o to ba ko na mienu bi ayusu de ama wo ka Aje Muhammad Ridwan Enterprise yaso ekese pa no okro from junction a waterfo kwantempon no so sa junction no tafo ese de di hwe ne mu sa na wo ba Alpha Radio ahwa overseas off Mamponti Road ye wo kwan na no hope frey 0277871202 and 0249492492 Muhammad Ridwan Enterprise car batteries and car ko besa papa efi
Odasani bia so bebie wonum e woni pam abra ho fere a na efiri esen a egu wonum esen eye niema pi e woni paduanum esen boa ma otimiri enam wanya how pi e wo sen abusua mekamfo Bosak 61 dental care e dia ma wanya how pi e wo sen eno ntimi ma wo mie wonum e woni pam wo ye obi a kaka e hawo opese ye tuma wo sen to kura bededem opese ye mfele ma wo ye obi a osefem so opese ye ntutu na ye straighten kama Bosak 61 dental care ai krado enam joto nti nyina ahye ayetum osin achi nyina epro ekwan abededa osin esen no ebi ni hokra na Bosak 61 ebetimi ayebi ede amaw ebibia ayekama empo so pese usi osin gold anase silver ni nyina yeyebi wo Bosak 61 dental care hwehwe Bosak 61 dental care ewo asenua opposite Goye filling station ye ben Koraf Mall Kumasi ye adwuma firi Juada kopim memenda anopa no nwotwe kopim enumre no nsia pepepe ana frempanimfo ewo 0546 097561 02071 61167 na 0256617133 eno timinua mentina ho ema wanim enwu ase ewo wo se ho woni kire Bosak 61 dental care na yemmoa o
and rooting for the OSP all this while is private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu. Is a constitutional law too. He's joined us on the line. Mr. Kpebu, this information we're just sharing is yet to be read in open court, but it's quite revealing. This is what you were asking the OSP to do all this time.
Yes. So you see that with this, when you read this, you see that there are questions for Madam Dapa to answer, and then everybody seems that hey, Charlie, there's trouble. Yeah. Putting it in local, this in Ghanaian English.
Except that when you look at a prosecutor's charge sheet, the message written in there or the statement written in there may sound juicy and sweet until the defense team decides to or starts demolishing that. Do you not think that maybe if the defense puts up its defense, we may find that the OSP would be found wanting?
Well, I don't think so. Hopefully, okay. I don't think so because you see, the thing is that in this particular case, there are lots. The information is a lot. At least this time, OSP is added exhibit, so it's now impossible for the defense team to properly answer all of this. They will attempt. As for attempting, they will. But actually, with experience, the way this charges, so to speak, not formal charges, but like using sometimes. We like to use the word charges loosely. If you look at the charges again, or maybe I should just hear from it so that somebody will not say, hey, they say they've charged there. So if you look at the accusations against.
So this would be evidence in support of the prayer to freeze the accounts and also affirm the seizure of the money. Correct?
That's correct. That's the whole idea. Yes, and that's what we asked for. When the OSP first went to court, that he should show a lot of the evidence, and this time that's why it's been done. So when you see this standard, you see that there are many. The accusations are many. It will take a miracle to be able to answer all this perfectly. And let's not even forget, even before we continue formal legal analysis, there's also the larger societal context. If they can even explain all of this, we in our hearts, we've already convicted. Yes, and you see also the conversation will go on and on. So as we are conversing, we are talking about these things and we are expressing dissatisfaction, disquiet, and all that. It serves to push back the politicians. You see, so it will warn them. So sometimes it may not be about strictly winning a case in court, but this conversation we are having now, you see that President Kufuor is lost face. is that he's lost a lot of gravitas. He's lost the moral stand. He's no longer on any moral high horse. But
what has President Akufo-Addo done? His minister was the one who was involved. His minister has left the government. He has blessed the exits. That's a sign of someone who is supporting the fight against corruption, no?
No, he couldn't sack the minister. The minister left by herself, right? And so that showed Akufo-Addo weak. He couldn't fire her. Meanwhile, in opposition, no, I will not support corruption. I will not do family and friends. He was doing family and friends in this instance. He couldn't sack her. It took the public opinion, public pressure, and then Madame Dapa went. So the president there, and the other side he comes in is that so he didn't select well. So once he didn't select a good minister, and the minister is embroiled in all of this embarrassing thing, it also touches on the president. Don't forget, we say, show me your friend and I'll show you your character. Show me your friend and I'll show you your character. So sometimes there is that collective punishment and all that. So President Akufo-Addo is being punished indirectly. So we're developing the point that even short of a criminal conviction, these revelations are good because they fuel the conversation. They energize the conversation that, look, we are making progress as a nation that want to stop bribery and corruption, want to stop unexplained wealth. So to wrap up on that question, even no matter how the defense lawyers come to answer, for us, there will always be that moral side. And as for that moral side, Madame Dapa and President Akufo-Addo lost it a long time ago when this started.
But you're a lawyer, so winning in the court of law or in the court of public opinion, which one matters? Because this is the court of public opinion that you are using to judge them. But when it comes to it, it would be in the courts that the arguments would be made, and if she's victorious there, it ends everything, and you don't even dare, you can't dare attack her in the public opinion, can you?
Oh, we can. So you are right. Sometimes about the public opinion and court of law. Yes, ordinarily the court of law is more, I shouldn't say ordinarily, sometimes, because they have different purposes. Sometimes the court of law is important. Other times, even when you've lost the court of law, the court of public opinion is important. So this is what it does in every society, right? So let's say a bit of theory. Let's go into a bit of theory in legal jurisprudence. So when you hear functionalism, right? So just short point. Long story short, we do some research to move society forward, normative research, right? So in the same way, this discussion we're having, parts of it are normative. We are norming, you see, our norms. Sometimes we are reinforcing our norms. Other times we are creating new norms. So the court of public opinion is very important. The two always go together. If you have a court of law, you don't have public opinion. No, the court of law can't survive. You always need the public opinion to shape and sometimes even take the lead to direct the court of law. Yes, you think the judges don't listen to radio? When they see we are angry, we are paying for the blood of Madame Dapa, I mean metaphorically, and it energizes the judicial system to the court workers and everybody. Because, Sandra, let's not forget, if we don't get it right on this fight against corruption, look, the politicians will steal everything. Tomorrow they say you and I didn't work hard, and the rest of the other people who didn't go into a public office. So it's in all of us, our collective interest, to fight this canker. So as for court of public opinion, court of law, we always need the two. Yes, we always, and that's for was even Abraham Lincoln. There was one of the U.S. presidents who even said, look, he needs public opinion ahead of. He said he would prefer no government, but a media. A media, he prefers a society with a media, something like that, without a government. Yeah. So a media, what do? They are shaping public opinion. Yes, Abraham Lincoln, I think it was Lincoln, even if it's not him, one of the early presidents of the U.S., and it's in that direction, saying that, look, if you have a society and there's no formal government, but you have a media, it's good enough, because they think that the media will form the norms. Of course, there are the downsides of media, the way some people will not do their work well. Yes, we are aware. That problem is always in there, but by and large, you get a media that shapes society. So we'll not underplay the court of public opinion, but we pray that we win in the court of law as well, so that it will just silence critics.
Her husband is not a public officer. how would the law regard her? And I'm referring to the OSP's law.
Good. So this particular one, there is a thing about the seizure, of currency. So when I say that, yes, OSP law is about public officers. Oh, but even before we go to the seizure of currency, there is a second part that will show that, look, if it shows that some of the people who paid the bribes came and paid it to the husband, yes, he will be trouble. So it's early days yet. We cannot totally say that just because he's a private person, the law will not apply to him. It all depends on the quality of the evidence. So if you are in private practice, let's not forget, you're in private practice, and let's say you pay bribe, yes, so that private person will be charged with a public officer. So if somebody is in private practice, is a private person, then he receives bribe on behalf of a minister, and that person will be charged with the minister, and so on and so forth. So it all depends on the kind of evidence that would be laid bare. But even assuming, so let's go with the beginning part of your question. In the event that it turns out that there is no evidence against the husband at all, then that part of the money where he claims that it was his niece who brought $200,000, that one will be confiscated, since in the information the OSP brought out, the niece could not show the sources of the income. You see that in the right.
She did not declare.
Yes, and so far, and even at a point, I think there's even another part of it that says she was denying. Let's see. Can we refer? There's a part that says that she denied giving the money, right?
So the OSP says that her accounts were inconsistent when she was questioned, and that she also claimed she brought the money physically at one point, but the accounts were inconsistent. And
so
she claims to be a consultant for the uncle.
Yes. So bottom line is that once there is the inconsistency, you know it very well, Sandra. Once there is inconsistency, she's lost credibility. So if she can't explain the source of that money properly, it will be confiscated. So even short of a criminal offense, under the OSP regulations, remember the currency seizure notices, is it 11? There's 11 something, one of the forms in the OSP Act. So once they seize the currency, there's a notice they give you that explain how you got this currency. So if you are not able to explain, the OSP can go to court for confiscation proceedings under the LI. So that is separate from the criminal charges. So that's why we're saying that hopefully, even worst case scenario, quarter, even if we are not getting corruption charges, as for the confiscation of the money, hopefully we should be able to go through. That one too is tight. It's not a walk in the park, but hopefully, I mean, once they cannot explain, hopefully the legal gymnastics should not stop the court from confiscating the money.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Martin Kwebo there. He's a private legal practitioner. We'll be in the courts because Namwan was back in court today and had to be granted bail. But that will be after this break. We'll talk to you about that. And also go to the GFA, where the current president is going to go unopposed in the upcoming elections of the GFA. That's because his contender was disqualified. He challenged the disqualification, and the committee that was supposed to do the review also says